Hi there. We've got some questions from the students, and Annie Osborne is with me. She kindly agreed to answer all the students' questions. So thank you, Annie, again.
My pleasure.
If you can tell the students your topics while you were studying osteopathy, or your modules and your classes.
Yeah, sure. So at BCOM, there is a huge range of modules that we cover to have an osteopathy degree. And the main ways to split these up would be your theory modules, when you're learning everything you need to know, your practical modules, where you're learning all the hands-on skills you need to be an osteopath. And then the third category is all of your clinical skills. So all the things you need to learn to accurately diagnose things and help people. So I've actually written them down because there are so many. I don't want to forget any. So
Yes, yeah.
in terms of your theory, you've got anatomy, you've got physiology, you've got biomechanics, and they are basically learning everything about the body, all the different parts that work together, and having a really good understanding of how the body works. In terms of your clinical work, you've then got clinical diagnosis and clinical testing. And this is where you learn exactly how to diagnose different conditions and how to differentiate between different things. You've then got your hands-on techniques, where you learn exactly how to treat these conditions using your hands and using the different techniques as osteopaths. We do things like soft tissue, manipulations, mobilizations, and we also do things called visceral osteopathy, where you're working on the different organs as well as part of the treatment. Alongside all of that, we also do nutrition, we do pharmacology, pathology and diagnosis, where you're working out how to further information on how to diagnose. And then what's special about BCOM is we also do psychology, where you're learning about how the mind and body are connected, and also naturopathy, where you're learning alternative ways to help people. So that is in a nutshell. They have obviously spread out between the 4 years, so you've got plenty of time to learn and absorb all the information, but it's an incredibly thorough course, so you leave feeling really well equipped.
You graduated last year in BCom,
Mm-hmm.
and you opened your own clinic, which is brilliant. You're very successful. It's truly inspirational.
Oh,
Could
thank
you
you.
tell us a little bit more, how did you open your own clinic?
Sure. So when I got my massage qualification from BCOM, I then went and worked in some clinics doing massage throughout my second and third years. And I absolutely loved the experiences, but I always thought, oh, I wonder if I could do that even better, or if I could make that an even better experience. And I've always wanted to have my own space and have my own brand and my own business. So all of the times that I'd worked through school and through BCom, I saved all of that money as best as I could. And then I spent that money on setting up a practice. I actually built this space. This is actually a home in my garden. I'm very fortunate to have the
Wow.
space where I can do that. So this particular building came in single planks, and I had to paint everything. I understand not everyone may be in that position, so lots of people that want to start their own clinic could also rent a premises from somewhere, and there's lots of different routes that you can go down that. But for me, I wanted to start off in my own clinic as quickly as I could. So I set the motions going in my final year at BCom. I had some fantastic help from another osteopath called Anisha, who worked with me through the process and gave me lots of advice. I did lots of extra studying in terms of how to set up a business, all the different admins and everything else that comes along with it. And it's just something that always inspired me, and I was really interested in from the start. So it was hard work for sure, but it's lovely having your own place that you've done, and it fills you with such sort of pride that you've spent all of that time and now you've got your own place to work. So
Yes, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could talk the whole time about
Yeah.
just that process, but I hope that gives a bit of a background as to how that works.
Would you say that that was your main motivation to open your own business? That just the idea of having something what belongs to you, and you can work for yourself. Was that your main motivation to open?
So it'd always been like a goal of mine. I wouldn't really say it was my main motivation. As for me, being an osteopath and everything that that encompasses is more what I was motivated by. And I'm not sure if I mentioned in the previous video, but I also work as an associate somewhere else as well, in somebody else's business. And it's quite nice having the mix between the two, because it's great having your own place, but at the moment this is just me, so it's nice being part of that team. But it certainly motivated me wanting to have that own practice, but I'd say it was a bit deeper than that, about what you actually get out of being an osteopath as well.
Great, you achieved so much so far. Is there anything else you would like to achieve, you're thinking about?
Yeah, so something that I find incredibly rewarding as well is sharing my knowledge and giving back to other people. So something that I'm definitely looking to do more is support other student osteopaths and share what I've learned with them. So people that are on that journey becoming an osteopath, I've obviously just done that whole journey and are where I am now, and I'd love to pay that forward to others. And because as you go through life, we all learn lessons, and it's great to learn them yourself, but if people can give you a bit of guidance, it can often save time and energy, and it can be a much more enjoyable process. So I'd love to do some work with other osteopaths. And on that same note, I think we've got a lot to offer in terms of helping other professions as well. So a really big goal of mine is to appear and present on a TED Talk.
Wow,
But if you've had
yes, great.
So I'd love to do that and raise awareness of osteopathy, because not everyone knows what it's about, and I'd love to raise the profile of the profession as well.
What's your special moment or greatest success so far you've achieved?
So this is a really hard question. It's a really good one, and I really had to think. So for me, I worked incredibly hard through the degree. I put a lot of effort into it, and because I was so passionate, that drove me. But what was really lovely is that at the end of the degree, I was in clinic working, I was checking my emails one day, and I got an email come through from the Institute of Osteopathy, and that's like our the body that represents osteopaths. And it said, "Congratulations, you are the IO Rising Star." So, and that for me was such an amazing moment, and being able to go there, be part of the big gala dinner with osteopaths and receive that award was such a special moment and such a lovely evening. So that for me is probably like a real achievement. I've actually got the award just here.
Wow.
This is now on my desk.
Nice, yeah, lovely.
So that was a really big moment for me.
I think you've mentioned this in the video before we've done, but the question appears again. It's from Bianca. She's asking, how did you overcome the challenges that you faced in your whole career so far?
So for me, no matter what we do, there's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be obstacles in the way. And I think a really important one is always remembering your why. Always remembering the reason why you're doing things and the direction that you're heading in. Because no matter what, things are always going to be difficult. There's always going to be an easier option. But ultimately, if you're really clear on the reason why you're doing things and the journey that you're entailing, you're part of, that really helps sort of motivate you and be able to overcome those things. And the other thing I think is quite important is everything is figure outable. And there's a fantastic book called Everything is Figure Outable that I've read before, and it basically says that we can always sit back and break different things down, and there is always a way through. So it's about recognizing those obstacles, but taking the time to break it down and work out and navigate the best way forward.
How do you balance between your business, your clinic, and just the whole, working time in between?
Sure. So another fantastic question. And this for me is something that I do find very challenging, especially when you have your own clinic and your own business. There's always things to do. So trying to strike a balance can be hard, and is something that I'm constantly working to try and improve. Something that does help is that I am a very organised person, and what I do at the start of each week or the end of the week, I look ahead to what's coming, and I actually plan it all out. And this isn't for everyone. Not everyone likes to be as crazy organised as that, but I actually physically schedule in time out. And I think this is quite important, because if you are someone that's got quite a busy schedule, if you don't sit and actually look at your week and look at things that you've got to do, things can just merge and you feel a bit out of control. So what I tend to do is I write everything down, I write out what I've got on, and then I actually schedule time out, and I'm quite strict as to when I finish that time. So for me, organisation is key, but it's definitely something that I could do better in as well.
Great. Thank you so much again. And we wish the students all the best, or good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.